everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
The TheRcSaylors. We're out at our airfield today, which we're getting ready to host a fun fly, by the way. Before we take a look at the drone, I want to let you guys know that if you want more information on our fun fly, we'll have it linked in the description box below. We'd love to have you come out and fly with us.
Carded right there.
Can I do that? Can I card the fun fly? The video, yes I can. Okay, we'll do that. Today we're going to look at the Mohawk drone. Now, I thought this looked really cool. We found it on Amazon. We'll have this linked in the description box below for you as well if you want to check it out. This is a black and lime green quadcopter. I haven't seen anything like that before in kind of the toy grade category, and the lights on it look like they'd be pretty cool. It feels kind of hefty. I mean, it feels like it's made out of a good material. So this one kind of piqued my interest. The battery's just popped in the bottom here. It's not really a proprietary battery. The size of it kind of is, but you could really put any size battery down there. And it's a 780 milliamp, 3.7 volt, one cell. They even tell you the discharge rating of this. They say it's a 20C discharge rating. I don't know how accurate that is, but it's on there. And the version that I have here does not have a camera, but you can get a camera for this, or you can just get the one with a camera, and then they plug in here. You see that? There are 4 ports, so that's really interesting. 4 different ports. They're all of different, you know, 2-prong, 3, 4, and 5 prongs. So that's kind of cool. You have an instruction manual, and I'll tell you, I don't really like the setup on here. And this is really hard for you guys to see, I know, but they have a diagram on this page of the quad, but under that it tells you a number and then what the function does. And on the next page, they have a diagram of the transmitter with that number. Why they didn't just put those on the same page, I don't know. So if you want to figure out what your transmitter does, because it's not labeled, you have to look at this page, associate the number, okay, that's number 4, and then flip back over and see what number 4 does. Some of you guys are going to think that's no big deal, but for me that's a small annoyance that I don't like, especially because it's not labeled. And here's a quick look at the transmitter. Now Abby likes when they match, and man, these match. I like that black on here. That is a very glossy finish on that transmitter. I like that a lot, and it doesn't seem to smudge or anything really, at least from what I can tell so far. And then check that out. Isn't that really cool that those are lime green? They match the props in here. I just think that looks really good. It does operate on 4 AA's, and I'll tell you, it must be the material of that plastic, because this has some weight, some just feels like some quality to it, I guess. And one quick way of telling if your quad has altitude hold or not is, how's that throttle stick? Is it spring loaded like this side? Well, it's not, so this does not have altitude hold. This should be, I'm hoping, a bit of an agile flyer. You know, it should be fun to fly. So let's take a look at the charger here. It's just a USB charger with the little common JST connector. Forgive me if I got that wrong. I'm pretty sure that's JST. A little screwdriver to get your battery hatch. No, oh, I guess that's for your props. And 4 spare props. Nice lime green and then gray. So this does not have a camera, at least my version doesn't. And we won't be testing any camera functions, but let's plug this in and see how it does. Okay, interesting. Very interesting. Flying very well, actually. I like that sleek profile to it. That looks really good, doesn't it? Let's kick in some juice and see how it does. I was right that red is the back and green is the front, or green props are the front and gray props are the back. Okay, this is actually very fun to fly. Now, something I didn't notice on the ground, I'll try to show you here in the air. See that on the back? You have 3 red lights. You've got a back center light, and I kind of like that. You know, it kind of looks like a little rocket thruster kind of thing. Kind of neat. So, take off a little faster. This flies pretty well. I'm a little surprised. I wasn't expecting it to be this nice. Okay, let's try to hit a few buttons here before I lose my battery. So I'll hit the top left. And I'm not quite sure what it wanted to do. Acted like a return home type of thing. Yeah, it's going away. So it thinks that home is directly away from me. That was very bad. Let's press and hold that button. That's headless mode. And it is completely opposite. Absolutely opposite. So I'm done with that. Press and hold. Get out of that. So headless mode and return to home were completely opposite. It was flying away when I was pulling back to me, and then vice versa. So those functions don't work at all on this. Now, I could probably turn this off, turn it back on, and try to recalibrate it, but you know, we have quads that it does work on the first try. This one does not. Let's try this button. I think that's our camera function button.
Which we don't have.
Which we don't have, so nothing there. I would expect this quad to do a flip, but I don't think there is a flip function. I was wrong. It's clicking the right stick, and let's be fair, that lost a lot of altitude, so let's try that again. We'll do a backflip. Losing a lot of altitude. I'm having to throttle all the way up to save it from that flip. So that's a pretty nasty flip. Let's try one more time. We'll do a side flip. Full throttle, baby, just to get out of that. So that's not great. I'm a little disappointed in that. Okay, let's do left stick. I don't seem to have any.
Does it have race?
That's what I'm trying. Yeah, it does, but the beep is okay. So see how much throw I have there? Okay, now watch when I click the left stick. I gain a little bit more.
The beeps don't change though.
No, that's definitely race. I can feel the difference. So it's got like a high and low, but that's no. I do like the lights. I'll say that. I like the red lights on the back and the green lights on the front. They look pretty awesome. They look like little eyes on the front, don't they?
So it's a pretty basic quad.
Very basic.
I wouldn't say you would buy this for the features at all.
No.
But it seems to handle a light breeze fairly well.
Yeah. Yeah, it does.
And it flies well.
This is one that I'd have to put in the category of, if you got it as a gift, you know, hold on to it, fly it, enjoy it for what it is. But I don't know that I'd go out there and prioritize this as my next quad that I must have. Now, it's still interesting, you know, it's still not a bad quad.
I think maybe if it had like an option where you could switch over to altitude hold and it worked well, it may be worth it for beginners, but it doesn't have that.
I'm just hitting the trim buttons to see if they do anything. They're just trim. So, yeah, not super crazy impressed with this. I don't really know. I guess if you just love how it looks, it does look different, you know. It is nice. Yeah, it is nice.
Can I fly?
Oh, please, yeah, let me land. Okay, just a normal quad, Abby. I've got the camera now, and let's just hey, there's Abby at the controls. Okay, so let's see what you got, Abby. Just run it till it's dead. I think you should do just fine, because you know, just normal quad.
Ooh, I like the green lights in the front.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. The lights look good. I know our camera never really does the lights as much justice as I wish it would, but the lights do look pretty cool. I will give it that. It flies right though, don't you think? Like, it flies how a quad should fly.
Yeah. I did feel like it loses altitude really fast.
It does. It's kind of heavy. Yeah. It's a heavier quad flying on brushed motors. Now, brushed motors aren't always a bad thing, but I feel like these are slightly underpowered brushed motors. But what we're going to see out of this is a longer flight time, I think, because it has a 740 or so, 750, I can't remember exactly, milliamp LiPo battery.
Do you remember what button was flipped?
Click the right stick. Click the right stick. And then pick a direction, and you're going to see, you really got to fight to get the altitude back, don't you? Did you go full throttle when you did that? No? You're still losing some though.
Maybe like 75%.
Okay, so when it started to fall out of the flip,
this is giving no juice at
yeah,
all.
see, it just falls.
You're like maintaining
right.
the throttle.
So if you don't want it to fall out of the sky, you got to juice it after that flip. But she's not, okay, there, she juiced it some. Uh-oh. What was that? Oh, you tried to do the cool flip.
I was messing around.
Yeah. Okay. Scared me for a second, but I'm glad you tried. Try again. That's okay. It's okay. Oh no! It still flipped.
Throttle, I gotta time this better. It kind of like has a slight delay. Not like it's a bad thing that it delays. It's just to do this, to time it.
Oh, nice! You did it.
Too.
Yeah. Good job. Good job. I'm impressed. Wow. Okay. See if you can do that again. So what she's doing, guys, is flipping. Very nice. Oh, that's okay.
It landed on its feet.
She's doing the flip, right? And then right as it starts to turn over, she's killing the throttle. All of the throttle. So then it keeps the momentum. It can only
do 2, I think.
2.
You want to try?
No, it's okay. You're doing fine. You just keep flying it. Good to get a little flight time in.
I can tell it's getting low.
Okay. Whoa, whoa, oh!
3.
Yeah, nice.
I think that was 3.
I missed the beginning because you started so high, but that's, you know, you did good. I'm not the best person to be on the camera. Abby is for sure. No, oh, whoa, that was cool.
Yeah, if you mess up, it'll still flip eventually.
She's standing a little farther away. I don't know if you can hear her, but she said if you mess up, as soon as you turn the throttle on, it will do its flip. Oh man, oh man. That was like 2.5 kind of.
That's so funny.
Go ahead. She's gonna do a toss test. Whoa. Oh, it did it. Good job. Now we're sitting here telling you guys that this maybe isn't like the first quad we would want to run out and buy, but here we are having a lot of fun with it, you know, so it's not a bad quadcopter at all. It really isn't.
If you enjoy the hobby, or just quadcopters alone and how they perform without features and whatnot, you know, all those little fancy gimmicky stuff, then this is a good one, I think.
Personally, yeah, I'm just going to be honest with you guys, and Abby knows this about me. I would much rather have a quad that's fun to fly than a quad with a cheap, bad camera. If altitude hold isn't going to work really well, I'd rather not have it. I like being able to have more control over my quadcopter, and that's not having altitude hold. But sometimes it's kind of nice to have that feature. This one, again, does not have altitude hold.
I do like to know what happens.
Turn the transmitter off. Not a bad thing to test. Yeah, I got the quad. Oh, did it? Did you turn it off?
No, it's just getting low.
Okay, so she's turning it off now. Okay, and then, oh!
It landed on its feet.
Okay, so what happens is the motors stay on for about 1 or 2 seconds, and then it just falls completely. I'd rather have that than it just keep flying away.
Yeah.
So if you lose signal, in other words, guys, if you're flying away and your transmitter dies, which like never happens, or for some reason you lose signal, it's just gonna fall straight out of the sky.
I mean, the batteries last.
Batteries last a long time.
I never get to fly this long.
Usually after I test all the features, that's about the battery, and then, you know, I hand the controls to Abby and it's like 30 seconds.
Oh, it's blinking.
Okay, that's it. Did you land like that, or did it cut out?
No, I landed.
Okay. Well, there you have it, the Mohawk. If you liked this, we'll have it linked in the description box below for you. Overall, it's not a bad quadcopter. I think that it was a lot of fun to fly. It looks really cool. This one would be fun to fly at night, and I've never had a quadcopter with that really sleek black finish on the quad and the transmitter.
And
it just so
the
well.
Quad actually kind of has a Mohawk on the top of it.
Yeah, I know it does. Now this resembles a while ago, and I mean a while ago, we did a review of a quadcopter called the Alien something.
XK, you know, I don't know,
something like that, yeah, XK Alien thing, and it did have 5.8 gigahertz FPV, and it looked a lot like this.
Probably has the worst audio of any video on it.
Oh, it's horrible, because we were testing a new camera and it just didn't work out. But the frame looks the exact same, but it's not the same quad. The frame looks the same, but the material is very different. The plastic of it was cheaply made. It's just very lightweight, and that was probably to help carry that 5.8 gigahertz FPV camera. But enough about that one. This one does resemble the same shape, but it has cooler lights, much cooler lights. I do like those lights a lot. I'd like to fly this one at night, and I'll tell you, as far as a good looking quadcopter goes, looks great. So, you know, it's a good quad. We had a lot of fun with it. It's simple, but it does what it's supposed to do, and it does it pretty well. Although we did try, what was it? Was it like headless mode and return to home?
It didn't work.
Complete opposites. But again, those are bells and whistles that, let me ask you guys, I'd like to know in the comments section below, before you go, take a minute and let me know, have you ever flown a non-GPS quadcopter, non-GPS, and needed to use the return to home feature, and how about headless mode? Sometimes headless mode is fun to do stunts and fly away and back, but other than that, have you ever flown a non-GPS quadcopter and used return to home? I'd love to know. This is linked in the description box below. Thanks a lot for watching. We'll see you guys in the next video, and I cannot wait to hear your stories about return to home on non-GPS quad. See you in the next video.
Bye. Good ending.